What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some big news for you guys here in this video. A big decision coming from Congress that could mean billions of dollars for millions of Americans. Also, a big decision coming from the Fed that will change the lives, literally, of millions of Americans going forward for 2024. We'll go over that here in this video. And the IRS as well in this video. So we got a lot of different money matters to cover for you guys here in this video. And we'll go over these several different scenarios and what is happening right now that will affect many people's wallets in several different scenarios for you guys in this video. So let's jump right in. Thank you so much for liking these videos. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos like this. And yeah, new videos come out here every day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe so you don't miss out. It's completely free. Here we go. Okay, so I got several different things to cover here for you. That's going to cover several groups of people for a lot of money and a lot of different things here. The House is eyeing a vote this week on a child tax credit bill, which will put more money in millions of people's pockets and millions of families' pockets, which faces some speed bumps. We're going to go over that here, as well as the tax filing date has started today. Tax filing opens today. Here's what to know about your 2024 refund, why you might want to not file just yet, because you could get more money by not filing if you have children. You might get more money if Congress passes this bill. Okay? So keep that in mind. I'm going to go over that here. Also, the IRS is launching new programs that makes filing easier for you as 2024 tax seasons begin. New options allow eligible taxpayers to actually file for free through the IRS. And a big decision coming from the Fed, which is going to impact a lot of people and actually could save you a lot of money. Okay, so if you have children and you've been waiting, the House has already passed a preliminary vote to expand the child tax credit, which actually could mean several $100s potentially per child, up to $2,000 per child, but more refundable money per person. And it's just kind of the easiest way to explain it. We don't even really know all the details because they can change all the details. This is just kind of what we're thinking, okay? Because this is on a preliminary bill, and remember, details can get changed up until the last minute. So keep that in mind. But it looks like it's going to pass because in the preliminary bill, it passed 40 yeses to 3 nos on a bipartisan basis, Republicans and Democrats voting yes for it. Okay, so if they vote on it this week, it could pass as early as this week. It also could get delayed or not pass, but right now it's 40 yeses to 3 nos. Okay, so it looks like it has a good chance of passing. Could be as early as this week. It also could get delayed, so just keep that in mind. If you don't need your tax refund like immediately, like as ASAP, as fast as the IRS could process it, you might want to hold off a little bit on filing. The IRS just started receiving tax processing today. Tax filing opens today. Here's what to know about your 2024 tax refunds. Okay, so they just started receiving refunds today, even though just tax filing software actually, would let you say that they'll send them in and process them before today's date. The IRS actually won't look at them until today. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Even though like your tax software says, oh yeah, you could send them in, or they would do it for you before today, the IRS actually won't look at them before today. Okay, you could see today's date, the 29th, and that's just the reality of things, right? Even though you may have done it before today, okay? So that's that about the child tax credits. I'll keep you up to date if you file before today's date or want to file now and Congress ends up passing this afterwards, and you have one child, two child, three children, or any of your friends or family do, and they've already filed or do decide to file before Congress passes it, you may have to you may want to file an amendment to get that extra several $100, even if it's 100, 200, 300, $400, whatever it may be. If you want to get that money, you would have to file an amendment, and then could be cost you a little bit of money, and it might be time consuming. But again, money's money. So if you don't want to go that route, just wait to do it to file. Okay, because it's $400 or something, $400, right? So if you want to wait, again, it's your choice. Keep that in mind. Also, we don't know what else might be in this bill. There was other stuff for businesses, and I'm trying to remember all the stuff here. We'll see when they pass it, but it was something like rental credits and stuff like that. We'll see what all passes here when they actually write the bill and pass it. IRS also launching new programs to make filing easier for everybody as 2024 tax season begins. You can actually file for free through the IRS. Did you know that? Yeah, the IRS is now offering free file and direct file for qualifying taxpayers and expanded in person services through its taxpayer assistance centers. You can just Google IRS free file, go to Google and Google it, IRS free file and direct file, or go to Google and type in IRS taxpayer assistance centers. The new programs come after an infusion of supplemental funding provided to the IRS through its Inflation Reduction Act. Also, the IRS tech actually, in the last full year of revenue that has been reported, which was 2022, remember 2023 just ended and we don't have the data for that, IRS collected a record setting $4.9 trillion in tax revenue for 2022. This is because unemployment is at a record low. More people are back to work, and thus more people are paying taxes right now. Yeah, but we're still running a deficit on a uh, nationwide basis. So you can, yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Also, Fed rate cuts still to be determined here soon, within a matter of a few days when the Fed announces it. A strong U.S. economy makes for a fraught decision. Will the Fed cut rates here on their next decision? Solid GDP and employment data means officials can afford to wait until they are sure inflation is under control. Gross domestic product, basically the US economy, actually grew at an annualized rate of 3.3% in the fourth quarter, marking a strong finish to a year in which many economists thought the US would fall into a recession. However, when the Fed actually sees this, they see inflation, they see the US growing kind of quickly. So that it is kind of a catch 22. Growth for the year as a whole was 3.1%, the best performance of any major advanced economy. So there you can put the US in perspective there. The US actually did pretty well for the year as growth. If you're a policymaker, you have to a tone of choice on when to go, and starting later plays to the desire to confirm that everything is on track to durably return inflation to 2%. Now, remember that the Fed is actually separate than the government. So the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, was actually appointed by former President Donald Trump. He's actually a Republican, Jerome Powell, but was kept on by Biden. Okay. And they don't want to keep interest rates high. It actually makes the government, the federal government, pay more interest for everything. The federal government is paying almost what is this, like $750 billion a year, somewhere in that ballpark. Higher interest rates means the government pays more interest, means you pay more interest on your car loans, your mortgages, your credit cards. Credit card interests are still at or near all-time highs. depending on, whatever you have, but still the averages are still near all-time highs. So they're expected to lower interest rates about 3 times this year. Okay. Mortgage rates have actually already gone down just at the hint that they're going to lower interest rates this year. Okay. So they've already started to drift down even before they've announced it. Once they actually start announcing it, we're going to start to see rates of all kinds go down. Car loans, mortgages, credit card interest rates, personal loans, everything. And this has already sent the stock market to all time highs because remember, the stock market, which actually has people's 401ks, their IRAs, their retirement, their pensions, and people's investments, not just their retirement, but the other about 50% of Americans have money in the market. Okay. The stock market is at all time highs for the most part. Okay. When you look at the different indexes. Okay. So this is good news for the majority of Americans that have money in the stock market. And because remember, the stock market is forward looking, they're looking forward, they're not looking at the past. Okay. So they're saying, hey, the Fed is going to be lowering rates. That's going to be good for businesses when they need to borrow money. That's going to be good because we're going to be lowering rates. That's going to be good for business. And it's going to be good for Americans because we're going to be going into lower rates, not higher rates. So you can let me know your thoughts on all this. I will keep you up to date here on everything on a daily basis. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below. Click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for liking, and please share these videos with anybody that needs to hear this information. Click here to see the major attack that just happened on Americans here yesterday. Or click here to see why Social Security may get a major money surprise coming. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.